Hi, I'm Dave from Military Antiques Toronto, making fun of the cameraman. Today we're going to discuss World War I helmets. So, British and Canadian, British and US. I'm showing you this only so you know the difference, because it seems a lot of people don't. And you know, truthfully, going back 20 some odd years ago, you'd see a lot of the British helmets for sale, and the guys didn't know the difference between the British and the US helmets. The biggest giveaway, just so you know, is this pop rivet right here. That's a US helmet, specifically. Now, the Americans did reissue British helmets, but specifically what you're looking for is this. So that is US World War I Brodie helmet. And it's got a pop rivet. So you can't look at it from the front because it's not going to show you the difference really. Okay, so that's bigger, that's smaller. Don't worry about that. Worry about that. Because if it's that, that's a pop rivet. So that specifically is US. So then we go to this. Now I was at a show recently, and the dealer had a helmet that he said was a raw edge Brodie, which is a nice early helmet. And I said, that's not a raw edge Brodie. He's like, well, how do you know? And I said, because right here is the difference. So what happened is that when they made these helmets, these ones, with the rim on it, it wasn't secured properly. Technology, however you want to phrase it, didn't keep it on properly. They fell off all the time. And then you had raw edges, like this helmet here. But this is, it's not a first pattern, it's not a War Office pattern, but for all intents and purposes of this video, we'll call it a first pattern. So, it's still got the split pins, as you can see on both sides, right? That's exactly what it is. Same on this one, they're both split pins. But this is much bigger mounting bracket, and this is a much smaller mounting bracket. So if you ever want to know the difference between a real raw edge Brodie and a not raw edge Brodie, this is a real raw edge Brodie because of this mounting bracket here. That's the biggest giveaway. There's a few other little things, but the most important thing is that bracket, because this is not a raw edge Brodie, even if this rim falls off, which they did all the time, because you're in the field. You didn't care about, oh, the rim of my helmet fell off. That's not relevant. You got ammo, you got food, you got a weapon, you're good to go. That's all that matters. You don't need sleep. That's the way it works. So that's the difference. I just thought I'd show you so that you know in the future what you're looking at. Don't confuse the two. Remember, US specific. Raw edge Brodie with the nice little tiny little thing here. Not raw edge Brodie. Much bigger.